and good afternoon, and welcome to Season 5, Episode 51 of The Paper Thing with me, the Broken Bottle Boy, here on Twitch. Today's episode, Seeing Off the Sea Lions. Yeah, it's a four-paper show. We've got The Sun, The Times, The Daily Mail, and The Telegraph, which will be our speed round today. We'll be starting with The Sun, moving on to The Telegraph, and ending with The Times and The Daily Mail. A classic arrangement for this show. Yes. Hello. Hello, Mark Canosis. Thank you for subscribing for 11 months now. 11-month streak. Much appreciated. Right. The show is as the show does. Good afternoon. Four-paper show. Sun, Times, Daily Mail, and Telegraph. We're going to open with The Sun, as we often do. Right, front page of The Sun. Top of the shop for Queen and Country. Yes, it's Kate, Duchess of Cambridge, sits with a big hat on, looking like a mushroom. Good afternoon to you, Panic Future. Good afternoon, Mark Canosis. On the left-hand side, Roses blooming amazing. New Strictly fave. And the main story, hospital terror blast, hero, Poppy Day, bomb plot. Cabby locks suspect in taxi before it explodes. This stuff still claims. I'm quite dubious about what did or didn't happen there. And I think a lot of the papers are merely parroting. In fact, I know that they're merely parroting the line from the police and the security services. Hey, thank you, Burnzoid, for following the channel. Good, thank you for joining us. On page 2, Boris Johnson has admitted that he could have handled the Owen Paterson thing better. Whoopee-doo. Just put a lamp on so I can actually read the paper. Yes. On page 3, it's Lucy Donlan from Love Island wearing a bikini. That's a story. Cabby kicked the carer so hard in the balls that he tore a tendon in his foot. Classic callback there. Lethal Weapon is apparently going to return. Lethal Weapon 3, directed by noted anti-Semite, racist, sexist, and abuser Mel Gibson. But no news yet if Danny Glover will be in it, so I'm not quite sure how that would work. When have the police ever misled us before, says Panic Future? Well, indeed. On pages 4 and 5, more on the so-called Poppy Day bombing. Dave spotted bomb, leapt out and locked the doors, says pal of Cabby, who prevented disaster. The Sun claims that it has all the hallmarks of IS, based on nothing. Will Eddie Marsden be in Die Hard? Yeah, let it die, I don't need a new Gibson movie. Yeah, boo to Mel, says Panic Future. On pages 6 and 7, her Madge pulls out just before Poppy service. Strain on our parade is the headline. She's got a back strain. Yeah. And it doesn't at all look increasingly like a new version of Weekend at Bernie's. On page 9, Astound of Silence is what they say about the Strictly thing. Madge is a horrible abbreviation. It's one of the really annoying tabloidisms, and there are a lot of them. The awful Trevor Kavanagh is awful, so we're not even going to bother with his column. On page 11, they're finding ways to get annoyed about the Crown by saying that the Crown filmed in Kensington Park, which near the Serpentine Gallery, which is practically Prince William's front garden. Bollocks. The black was blown out, as it were, says Mark Canosis. Good lord. On page 13, Lady Gaga wore a dress. Also on that page, Maxwell Madam for other rich men. There's a claim that Ghislaine Maxwell gave powerful men access to women beside Prince Andrew's pal, Jeffrey Epstein. Perhaps Prince Andrew himself, perhaps, who knows. I don't think she's going to end that trial breathing, personally. Clabber, thank you for following the channel. On pages 14 and 15, a double page spread on Tamsin Outhwaite, an interview with her about her toy boy boyfriend, apparently. We already knew this, no? Well, yeah, apparently they have the list or wanted to put the list into evidence. On page 17, do they grow It's Christmas? A tiny stump of Christmas tree has definitely failed to get brothers Logan and 8-year-old 10 and 8-year-old Tyler into the festive spirit. Mum of 3, Jessie Hemingway, was fuming after ordering 2 6-foot trees and decorations for almost £150, but she got a 12-inch bit of tinsel on wire that could fit into a cracker. She's believed to be one of hundreds of customers ripped off by retailer Amtley. Jessie of Wrexham, North Wales, is unsure if she'll get a refund. She said the boys are absolutely devastating. It's devastating. It's a disgusting scam. Here's a picture of them looking unimpressed. Are the Sun referring to Epstein as Prince Andrew's pal? They are, yeah. On page 19, Love Island stars ordeal. Zara McDermott, who appeared in Love Island, now appears in Made in Chelsea, said she was nearly raped in a local park by a boy in school uniform, which is horrendous. This is featured in her BBC documentary, Zara McDermott, Uncovering Rape Culture. Yeah. That treat, the tiny treat, I mean, come on. In the bizarre column, people have worn clothes and been famous. On page 23, jailers' romantic letters to fiends. A prison officer has been arrested at suspicion of sending love notes to a killer and a wannabe suicide bomber. The male guard heads a team dealing with terrorists and high-profile lags at a woman's jail. Colleagues learned the 38-year-old man had allegedly written notes to Shauna Hoare, who killed 16-year-old Becky Watts. Others were said to have been found to ISIS supporting Safika Sheikh, who plotted to blow up St Paul's Cathedral. The officer was arrested on October the 11th at his home in Wokingham, Berkshire. He's since been suspended from H&P Bronzefield in Surrey. He had been an anti-terror senior officer there for almost 8 years, a source said. It sent shockwaves through the jail. On page, no need to king shame him. On page 24, how Venus and Serena's dad made them walk over broken glass to be tennis champs. It's the Will Smith biopic of him is coming out. Beals on Wheels, Adam's 100,000k van. EastEnder Adam Woodyer is set to infuriate his estranged wife after buying a brand new camper van for nearly £100,000. Who gives a fuck? On the front cover of the Gold supplement, Bale's slate expectations. Ton up Gaz is Dragon Welsh to Qatar. Or Qatar, whichever way you want to call it. Gareth Bale hit his century, but now wants another celebration by reaching the World Cup. Okay, here is today's most pathetic feature in The Sun. Couples who trade household cleaning tasks for dirty nights. Nothing turns us on like chore play. 2 women and 1 man who did sex bans on their partners to get them to clean the house. I mean, honestly. Bingham, officially Bingham. Encoding overloaded. Why the fuck is it overloaded? No reason to be overloaded. Stupid thing. New take on Dusty Bin. Yeah. Right, today's really ugly thing that they're trying to get you to buy. The AC/DC Back in Black leather jacket. It is yours for just £299.95. Look at this fucking thing. In Dear Deirdre, no home, age 55 due to boozing. Wife raging at my flirty text to pals, bin him. Negative family so hard to be with, bin him. I caught my girl kissing the neighbour, bin her. Sickened to hear my ring was meant for his ex, bin him. Burnzoid, that is rank, the jacket, yeah. Dreary me, lol, you love it, mate. You've ordered 7. Yeah, exactly. I spent all my money on AC/DC jackets. Dirty deals done dirty cheap, says the Royal Flush. Midlife crisis, dad's only jacket, full stop. Yeah, 100%. Royal Jujo. Today's £50 letter is clearly written by a Sun journalist saying Alok Sharma is great. No Sun readers know who Alok Sharma is. But his family barely knows who he is. Do we know any Times journalists in the market for a leather jacket? Yes, David Aronovich has already been sold several AC/DC jackets. Yeah, to go with the AC/DC watch and tankard, as Gonzo Socialism said. On the back page of The Sun in the Sport, Lewis is simply Brazilian. Vroom 101. Hamilton hails awesome win as best ever. I mean, weird reference though, isn't it? Vroom 101. It doesn't. It's like a pun, but it makes no sense. Classic Sun effort, that really. Anyway, that was the fucking Sun, wasn't it? That was the Sun. Right. Before I do the roll call, before I do the speed round, I'm gonna do the roll call. Dum da dum. Burnzoid is correct. An absolute dude's rock jacket. So, let's have a look. Let's do the first roll call of the day. I'm the Broken Bottle Boy. You can follow me on Twitter at a Broken Bottle Boy. Also in the chat, another TT viewer. Hello, good to see you. Yu-Gi-Oh! Eftopayer, hello to you also. Gonzo Socialism, a stalwart of the chat, as is Heathmore2401, and Jujo1. Caxips06, hello. Kitten Rescue, Mark Canosis, the ever reliable, excellent Mark Canosis. Next Office, Pablo Bonzo, Panic Future, Ring Shifter, 1727, Snur, the Burnzoid joining us for the first time, I believe. Thank you for doing so. The Royal Flush, and what is the point? What is the point? Good question. Thank you all for joining me on this Monday stream. Jujo rates the Sun. Double negative nice. Flaming Poppies. Panic Future in with a quadruple negative nice. Gonzo Socialism. Mad Max is dangerous. A bit like Red Bull for kids. Mark Canosis. I take off my AC/DC jacket to reveal my Iron Maiden shirt. Then I make the worst spaghetti bolognese you've ever seen. Right. The time has come for the speed round. Today's speed round is the Telegraph. Sadly, no Slinkermeyer in the chat today, but we will flail in her honour nonetheless. Gonzo Socialist and the black and white flag and drove Lewis off the track at turn 4 and nothing happened. Oh, yeah, Max Verstappen, yeah. Right. Here we go. A 2-minute Telegraph. And we go. Race of his life. Hamilton roars to brilliant women in win in Brazil to storm back into title contention. Main story, of course, Remembrance Terror Plot. 3 held after fatal explosion. Elsewhere on the front page, Johnson admits error over Patterson Sleaze affair. Stop every migrant channel crossing. Patel to tell French. They will tell her to fuck off. COP26 signals beginning of the end for coal, says PM. Max Verstappen. Yeah, I know. Max Verstappen. Frosty reception for all singing Snowman. Composer Howard Blake furious at BBC over move to produce soundtrack with no instruments. An unexpected absence at the heart of the ceremony with the Queen. Battle over censored Mountbatten diaries. They should release them, but the Cabinet Office says they will upset the Queen. Sharma's tears amid the fear that all could be lost over a single word. He didn't cry. It's bullshit. Take your dog's waste home with you, Truss says as it removes bins. Martin Halliday is a shepherd and has got a sheep over his shoulders. Tower that looks like giant piece of brie. Cheeses off Parisians. China offering bribes to move disputed Indian border region. Plague of gun violence returns to haunt America. Ecuador prison shootout kills 68 after drug barons release. In the comments section, Nick Timothy, who works at the Home Office during the Go Home van, says the asylum system is broken. Time to rip it up and start again. The fucking shamelessness of him, as Nish Kumar said on Twitter earlier. Summits can't save the earth. Markets can, says Annabelle Denham. Oh, shut the fuck up. Jane Fielding, our public loos are crumbling. And with them, our civilization. Our civilization. Tim Stanley, still upset about the bow tie, says woke HR officials are taking over the country. In health and arts, how to help your pandemic brain. And oh my God, it's so hard to get through. David Suchet did something, and in the obituaries, Wilbur Smith, the novelist, and Joan Carlyle, versatile and popular soprano, who trod the boards at the Royal Opera House for almost 20 years. Snowman soundtrack with no instruments, just screaming. says Mark Canoes. The trees fill up with poo-poo bags, says Gonzo Socialism. It would upset her if the Queen was still with us. Gonzo Socialism. I met Nick Timothy pushing a pram around Herne Hill Market, and he pleaded with me not to tell anyone who he was. Incredible scenes. To help Brain, don't read Telegraph, says Jujo. It's a good argument. It is a good argument. Right, so now we move on to the Times. Let's give it a go. Mustard. Right. Times, top of the shop. I've got the new It bag. It's £10, says Anna Murphy. Whoopee-doo. Top of the shop, COVID booster shot for the under 50s to prevent winter wave. That's briefing it out from the government. 3 held by terror police after fatal blast. And Queen misses service with back sprain. Inside the paper, there's a big ad for Aramco. Genuinely. Saudi Aramco. Incredible. Thousands harmed by waits in ambulances outside A&E. Well, you know, maybe cuts is a bad idea. On page 5, we're big fans of shows we haven't seen. Apparently people lie about what TV shows they've seen. No shit. Why the fearful seek refuge in shop. Fear makes us more materialistic, researchers have found. Oh, bollocks. There's a story about apparently apostrophe is doomed. Who cares? French letting migrants cross to UK as punishment for Brexit is the Home Office's claim. And of course, Stephen Swinford, the political editor, and Matt Dathan, the Home Affairs editor, repeat that credulously. On page 7, negotiators sent to siege after blast. Park yourself in garage home for £400,000 with a bedroom, bathroom, kitchen and reception room. The £395,000 freehold in Chelsea appears to have everything, except it's squeezed into the space the size of an average garage. Jesus. 4-year-old reaches the top of an 11,000-foot mountain. Crowds return to Cenotaph, but one person is noticeably absent. Yes, the Queen, who is definitely not dead. On page 11, Maxwell complains of maggots, rats and creepy prison guards. Oh dear, what a shame. A former associate of sexual predator Jeffrey Epstein has insisted that he saw Prince Andrew being intimate with Virginia Giuffre on the Caribbean island owned by the deceased financier. He removed her bathing suit top and then started grinding against her and grabbing her ass. Steve Scully, whom Epstein employed as a technician, said of the encounter between the prince and Giuffre, then 17. Prince Andrew has denied her accusations. Yeah, well, he would say that, wouldn't he? On page 15, PM's regret at sleaze hit support. Yeah, no shit. Chinese surveillance, cheap loans, and a helpful career boost. The Conservative MP Richard Fuller has received more than £300,000 from a Bahrain private equity firm that is invested in companies that make surveillance systems for the Chinese government. Fuller is an advisory director of InvestCorp. The more banal the name, the more evil the company, which is one of 4 jobs he holds alongside being an MP. InvestCorp invested in a Chinese state-backed fund called China Everbright Limited. Until the UK established safe passage area and breached the treaty in law since 1951. Yes. Queen is dead. Why lie about TV? What the fuck? Rail revamp of the north facing cuts to save money. Yeah, no shit. This is why levelling up is fucking bullshit. Campbell is a twat. Yeah, Cambridge. College students told to attend race workshop. Yeah, why not? University should share suicide fears. University should tell parents if they are concerned about students' mental health, according to a suicide prevention guidance from the Office for Students. I think you'll find that could be very contradictory. What is the point? Prince Andrew has a rare medical condition that means he can't grind, says, what is the point? Yeah, he after grinding in the Falklands War, he's now no longer able to grind. Spoonful of herbs and spices can lower blood pressure, apparently. Another, research thing that they're overblowing. Mothers fight over rape ordeal of girl 12. Jesus. Family claim police failed pupil who took her own life weeks after reporting attack. Jesus Christ. The UK extending childhood to 25. Students asked to learn things. More at 10. Yeah, imagine that. Lakes considers ban on tourist cars. Yeah, good. Fine. Dealer used boys in care to sell drugs. Yeah, county lines. It's not a surprise, is it? Over 50s denied. And also, the government continues to run a care system that is absolutely appalling and keeps kids in really dangerous situations. Yes, correct, Heathmore 2401. Extending childhood to 25, but also hating children. Free tests could end in April as COVID responses wound down. Fuck me. Sickle cell patient... it's going to get bad in the main part of the winter, I guarantee you. Call for legal reform after surrogacies fall. Sickle cell patients face racism in the NHS. Sickle cell tends to affect people from African or Caribbean backgrounds more. So that tracks, doesn't it? That those patients experience racism. Research shows research in papers is bullshit. It's the C122, H122. Private equity is taking over child services like a disease, says Gonzo Socialism. Exactly. In the comment section, to get Nazanin released, we must pay our debts, says Claire Foges. She is correct, but she manages to basically write an entire column that doesn't really properly reference what Boris Johnson did as Foreign Secretary, which exacerbated the case of Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe. Also in the comment, we can't change history, just try not to repeat it, says Trevor Phillips. Jesus Christ. Charismatic wasters are worthy of state subsidy, says James Marriott. I think that these lads all get subsidies off Rupert Murdoch, so there you go. Libby Purvis says shame on universities that legitimise sex work. Oh, fuck's sake. Private equity, no, we covered that. Right, okay, here are the birthday. Oh, in the corrections and clarifications, we said in a headline that Durham University trains its students to be sex workers. In fact, as the accompanying article explained, the university is offering safety training for students who may be working in the sex industry. We are happy to make this clear. And yet, on the previous page, Libby Purvis is still pushing the fucking same line. Right, in the birthdays today, Annefrid Lindstad, the Princess Annefrid Cini of Rus, Dowager Countess of Plauen, singer in ABBA. She's 76. Mahmoud Abbas, the president of the Palestinian National Authority, is 86. Dawn Airy, the chairwoman of the National Youth Theatre, chief executive of Getty Images till 2018, is 61. Sarah Atherton, the Conservative MP for Wrexham, is 54. Daniel Barenboim, the pianist and conductor, 79. Professor Georgina Bourne, musician and anthropologist, 66. Andrew Castle, TV and radio presenter, 58. Roberto Cavalli, the fashion designer, is 81. Jimmy Choo, the fashion designer, is 73. Petula Clark, the singer, is 89. Kokana Singer, rugby union player for England and Bath, is 24. Beverly D'Angelo, the actress, National Lampoon's Vacation, is 70. Peter Dickinson, the composer, emeritus professor of Keele and London Universities, is 87. Winston Duke, the actor, is 35. Derek Evans, the fitness instructor, aka Mr. Motivator, is nice, 69. Tibor Fisher, the author, Under the Frog, is 62. So Ashley Fox, leader of the Conservatives in the European Parliament till 2019, is 52. Lillian Hockhauser, the impresario, is 95. Dom Jolly, the comedian, is 54. Chad Kroger, of Nickelback, is 47. Paul Manduka, the chairman of St James's Place Prudential until 2020, is 70. Johnny Lee Miller, the actor, is 49. Sanya Mirza, the tennis player, is 35. Alexander O'Neill, the singer, is 68. Francois Ozon, the film director, is 54. Tim Pearce, the writer, is 65. Peter Phillips, son of the Princess Royal and Captain Mark Phillips, is 44. Gus Poyet, the footballer for Chelsea till 2001 and Tottenham and Hotspur till 2004, and manager, is 54. Alice Rawsthorne, design critic and director of the Design Museum until 2006, is 63. Tommy Stack, jockey, national hunt champion jockey and trainer, is 76. Sam Waterston, the actor, is 81. On this day in 1940, the German authorities confined more than 350,000 Jewish people in a 1.3 square mile of Warsaw. It became the largest ghetto in Nazi-occupied Europe. As teacher affects eternity, he can never tell where his influence... A teacher affects eternity. He can never tell where his influence stops. That's Henry Brooks Adams, the American historian, and The Education of Henry Adams, 1907. Dom Jolly offering to fight a shitposter in a car park, then backing out. Classic manoeuvre. Hey, SK, how you doing? Good to see you. Swerves can get fucked. All freaks, a lot of them. Just panic. Future, who's not a real person. Mark Gnosis, but James Marriott, has James Marriott considered this. Shut the fuck up, baby. Yes. Shut the fuck up, boss, baby. Even better. In the world news, support for Taiwan is a threat to peace, Xi warns Biden. Yes, threat to peace because you'll kick off about it. America hid Syria airstrike that killed dozens of women and children. What a surprise. Machete militia on alert as migrants arrive in Germany. Machete militia? What the fuck are this? Police had to break up 50-strong citizens' militia armed with machetes and bayonets. On the Telegraph platform, far-right groups warn of an army of Islamists. Oh, Jesus, fuck. The first happy birthday person, yeah. Paris is a rubbish bin and I'm moving to the country, says Macron's culture guru. Nothing racist going on there. Cannabis is the new cocaine in Colombia, apparently. Is it? Brigitte tells France to get over her age. Brigitte Macron, the wife of the French president, said she's been dismayed at the hostility she faced for being 24 years older than her husband. In a rare interview, Mrs. Macron, 68, said she realised that her marriage was not typical, but she could not understand the aggressiveness it generated. She also said she had been wounded by portrayals of her as a Marie Antoinette living in luxury. Well, I would simply stop doing that. Fraud office outgunned by UK firms. Companies spend 10 times more than the SFO. Yeah, that's done deliberately. MILF right, says Mark Canosis. Ethics fears just smoke and mirrors, says billionaire backing big tobacco. Well, of course. A secretive Cayman Islands-based tycoon has built a combined $5 billion stake in two of the world's biggest tobacco companies. He's said to believe that the sector has been undervalued because investors have been spooked by ethical concerns. Kenneth Dart, billionaire heir to the American foam cups fortune, has been one of the largest shareholders in the London-listed British American Tobacco and Imperial brands and has continued to increase his stakes in recent months. Jesus. Chujo, I don't know anyone going to Colombia for 6 months but staying for 3 years and coming back with a baby over weed. Yeah. Wasn't she his teacher? Macron's wife. Yeah. She did basically groom him. That's correct. Right, in the obituaries, Wilbur Smith has died. He's a buccaneering novelist and self-proclaimed gun buff whose books intertwined African history with high-octane daring do. He was very, very white. He has died aged 88. Gerald Sinstadt, the bespectable sports commentator who called out racism in football and marked a famous Liverpool win with a much-quoted line. And Margaret York, Los Angeles police officer who fought sexism as well as crime and helped to inspire the TV detective series Cagney and Lacey. In the sport, African history. I mean, because there's just this big lump called Africa. Resurgent Hamilton hails greatest drive is the sports page there. Give me your scores for the Times. Thank you very much. Yes. Oh, SK, do let me know if you got the audio because I have sent it to you. Right. Do bum 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 bum. Finally today, for today's show, we come to the Daily Mail. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, good. Triple negative nice for the Times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Octuple negative nice from C122H122 for the Times. A triple negative nice from Recursive Rose. Excellent. Or in fact, not. Right, front page of the Daily Mail. As she pulls out of cenotaph service, is Queen set to cut back duties after new health scare? Yeah, because she's dead. Gonzo Socialism rating the Times as quadruple negative nice Dom Jolly face punches, and Panic Future in with a centuple negative nice. Elsewhere in the Daily Mail front page, one dead in blast seconds before 11 a.m. Hero driver locks passenger inside taxi after spotting explosives, and counter-terror police arrest 3 men. Poppy Day bomb rocks maternity hospital. Mark Canosis for the Times -69. Whimpered pleas from James Marriott to be allowed out of a wheelie bin. On page 2, we must be ready for war with Russia, says Forces Chief. Yes, because he wants more money for the military. C122H122, cut back duties, what does she do? On page 3, exit the dragon, Den tycoon, Sarah's out of Strictly. How a jab could halt Alzheimer's or even prevent it. Well, that'd be amazing if that were true. Taxi driver put his life on the line and nearly paid the ultimate price, is the headline they put on that. Will Queen further scale back her role? Well, eventually, because she'll be dead. Self-isolation set for Axe, but free testing will go to... Well, the government is just really stupid. In absence of Her Majesty, our sprightly war heroes led the way, writes Robert Hardman. Jesus Christ. And the fact that Angela Rayner has a tattoo on her ankle makes them say, roses are red, Labour's Angela Rayner shows off tattoo as she lays wreath. She's not showing it off, it just happens to be on her leg, for fuck's sake. On page 13, sex trafficking case. Ghislaine set up powerful men with women they'd like. And they will set her up with a test of how strong her hyaloid bone is. 33 million of cocaine seized in raid on onion rings truck. At last, PM says, I bungled it. How Bojo wooed X with vow of career boost. Carry charity paid £150,000 to the wife of its boss. That's because it's got the smell of corruption. Our MPs should be permitted to have second jobs, but not as company lobbyists, says Dominic Lawson, whose father, of course, was an MP and is the main reason that he has any job at all. On page 17, blockbuster novelist Wilbur Smith, who died age 88, lived a life as dramatic as any of his fictional heroes. He flew planes, shot lions, and owned an island. Oh, and he had 4 wives. The last one, 39 years his junior. That's grim. Queen does shield sex criminals to C-122, H-122. On page 19, Adele's $100 million Oprah payday. Cash to roll in for singer as TV special sold worldwide. Yeah, okay. Suspect battered WPC after a colleague sabotaged handcuffs. A policewoman was repeatedly punched trying to arrest a suspect when her handcuffs failed after being tampered with in a suspected parade ground prank. Just a few bad apples, yeah? Only acceptable second job is a guillotine tester, says Panic Future. Yep, serious problematic age gap. Owned an island, eh? Yeah, no one bad could own an island. On page 21, I proved doubters wrong to become a single IVF mum at age 51, says Kelly Clark. Okay. More on the apostrophe thing, like who gives a shit. 100,000 a year could seek asylum in Britain. They're doing its heavy work to do a scare story, even though we have plenty of space and could take far more refugees if we wanted to, but we just choose not to. Many other countries take many more immigrants than we do, and in fact we should. It's just... on pages 24 and 25, a heist worthy of Hollywood. He's the sports car owning playboy suspected of being the real mastermind behind the £25 million raid on Tamara Eccleston's mansion. As his 3 gang members face justice today, the untold story of the 4th man still on the run. Whatever. Steal from the rich. £530 million deal could land me big payday, admits chief of LV. Yep. Tawi Jihadi, I should have taken my son on holiday, not joined ISIS. Fuck. A young woman who took her 1-year-old son to join Islamic State in Syria claims she now regrets taking the wrong path. Tarina Shakil, who was nicknamed the Tawi Jihadi when it emerged the fan of reality TV shows such as The Only Way is Essex, had fled to Middle East in 2014. She was jailed after returning to Britain a year later and remains the only woman in Britain to have been imprisoned for joining Islamic State. There's a whole thing about the post office, which was appalling. The post office prosecutions that were completely unjustified. November 15th, 2021, from the Daily Mail archive, November 15th, 1969. The 3 astronauts of Apollo 12 are on their way to the moon's ocean of storms tonight. They left behind them a major storm raging around NASA's decision to launch the moonshot in a rain squall. Charles Pete Conrad, the 39-year-old commander of the mission, told Earth he was certain the moonship was struck by lightning during liftoff. November 15th, 1996. Prince Charles was celebrating his 48th birthday last night with a party on an Indian theme at Highgrove. Jesus. His Gloucestershire mansion, surrounded by 40 of his favourite friends, and at his side, his mistress, Camilla Parker Bowles, who organised the theatrical extravaganza. 1996 and an Indian-themed birthday. Fuck, I joined ISIS. New York was Gate 9 instead, said C122H122. Should have gone to Bartlett, should have gone to, it says Panic Future, should have gone to Specsavers. Happy birthday to Johnny Lee Miller, who was 49, London-born star of Trainspotting. Also, Shailene Woodley, 30. Born on this day, Klaus von Stauffenberg, the 36-year-old German army officer attempted to assassinate Hitler at the heavily guarded Wolf's Lair, the Fuhrer's secret headquarters on the Eastern Front. And notice how the Daily Mail calls him the Fuhrer. Stauffenberg planted a bomb in a briefcase before leaving the meeting room, but Hitler was shielded from the blast by a heavy oak table. Stauffenberg was arrested in Berlin and shot while some 200 plotters were tortured and executed. The Fonz were not good guys either. Georgia O'Keeffe, born on this day in 1887, the US artist made her name with giant paintings of flowers, becoming the first woman to receive a retrospective at New York's Museum of Modern Art. O'Keeffe said, "I've been terrified every moment of my life, and I never let it keep me from doing a single thing I wanted to do." In 1923, on this day, Germany introduced the Rentenmark to counter hyperinflation. And in 2002, the Moors murderer Myra Hindley died aged 60. Quote of the day comes from Sir Barnes Wallis, inventor of the bouncing bomb. "There is a natural opposition among men to anything they have not thought of themselves." Joke of the day. What happens when you drop a duck egg? It quacks. Georgia O'Keeffe Starmer, says Mark Kenosis. Indian theme sounds awful by a Prince. Yeah. Dr. Max is awful. In the TV reviews, Ancient Secrets of Althrop with Charles Spencer is 9 p.m. Channel 4. TV reviews come from reviews. Top Gear, it gets 4 stars. And The Lakes with Simon Reeves, also 4 stars. In the cartoons, Garfield sees a leaf. In Chloe & Co., Chloe and her friend are at home watching TV and drinking wine. And in Fred Bassett has to jump over a stile. He doesn't really want to. He's assessing the risk. No poems today, of course, because it is a Monday and we are freed from the poems on a Monday. Time for the straight-to-the-point letters. Neville Slater of Congleton says, "Joe Biden has certainly proved he's an old fart." Barry Christian says, "China and the US reaching an agreement on climate change. It's enough to keep President Biden awake." W. Norris says, "Will the F1 drivers racing in London have to pay the congestion charge on each circuit?" Mike Smith says, "Actor Paul Rudd has been declared the sexiest man alive for 2021. I've been picked at the post again." Robert Chatterton says, "When does forgetfulness morph into being economical with the truth?" Colin Grimmer, real name, says, "Become a scientist and be paid to investigate how to stop tea dribbling down the spout of a teacup and onto your tablecloth. Ugh!" Garfield's in the mail, I know. We're trying to get Garfield moved out. Garfield and Fred Bassett. Today's recipe is super quick sesame ramen. It looks fine. It's fine. There are obviously adverts for cruises, adverts for ugly clothes, adverts for wide shoes, and in the sport, drive of his life. Title Dream Alive after Lewis storms to incredible win. It's an incredible win. It would be one way for Lewis Hamilton to pay tax in the UK, says C122H122, about the congestion charge. England stars consider Qatar protest. They'll consider it and then they won't do it. Right, so that was the Daily Mail. And it's been a speedy show today. Any commemorative plates, says Poundcoin. Thank you for your first chat. No commemorative plates today, sadly. No coins either. An absolutely coin-free show. So thank you for that. That is the Daily Mail. Give me your scores. What are your scores? What are you thinking? I'm saying a quadruple negative nice. A classic. I'm surprised the Mail is celebrating his win, says Burnzoid. Oh, it likes to pretend it's not racist. Today's newsletter will be out later, but do check out yesterday's, which was about the corrupting influence on Rupert Murdoch, and it'd be good if you could share it. That would be awesome. Also, if you like this show, but you don't want to subscribe, or do anything that commits you to anything regular, do consider throwing some coins into the Paper Fund. Paper Fund is paypal.me/conquest of the useless. Heath Moore gives the Daily Mail a quadruple negative nice 2. Burnzoid in with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Octuple negative nice. C122 H122 says Republic of Ireland are boycotting World Cup by being shite. Gonzo Socialism in with a centuple negative nice. The only way is ethics. And C122 H122 says no poems, good mail. Yeah, on a kind of sliding scale, isn't it? So, yeah, a fast show today. We've really rattled through the papers. I will see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. For a full slate of papers again. Thank you for joining me today. Me, the Broken Bottle Boy. No person in the room today. She's out swimming in the river like the incredibly cold-resistant human she is. In the mod squad today, SK the Crusader, the excellent SK the Crusader. Looking forward to his next video. And in the chat, another TT viewer, Ashflaps McNulty, Aiton, C122, H122, Commander Root, Darby Moore, Yu-Gi-Oh, F2 Payer, Gonzo Socialism, Heathmore 2401, Jujo 1, Capsips 06, Kinyu 92, Mark Kenosis, Next Office, Panic Future, Pound Coin, Recursive Rose, Rimastino, Ring Shifter, 1727 Snur, the Burnzoid. Thank you for joining us for the first time. V and K, and last but not least, what is the point? Thank you all. If you are watching this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, comment. C122 H122 says person in a river. Yeah, less Dom Jolly. I mean, mail is shite. Yeah, exactly. C122 H122. Right. See you tomorrow all. And a reminder, yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, like, subscribe, comment. It really does help. Bye-bye for now.